This is Joe Carlson with Pine Rest. I'm here today to talk about your employee assistance program with High Point Electric. So as you can see on the screen, you have a benefit guide to your employee assistance program. You'll notice the first sentence says, please identify yourself as a Pine Rest EAP member and which state you are in when calling for any service. The reason for that statement is because all EAP clients are going to receive a certain level of counseling for free. Your employer is paying for this. And if you have members in your household who may be attending college in another state, they too are covered. We partner with a national affiliate called Perspectives, so your student will be taken care of working through Pine Rest and Perspectives. As we scroll down, we're going to talk a little bit about the counseling that's provided. So you receive free and confidential counseling. It's through your EAP. You can be seen in a clinic or you can be seen using teletherapy. We've learned from the pandemic that teletherapy has created another avenue where people can get the help that they need. They can do it through their smartphone. They can do it through a tablet. They can do it through their computer. It saves time traveling back and forth to a clinic. It might even help save trying to find a daycare for a child or even transportation issues. So you do have two ways you can do this. What are some of the issues that can be addressed? You'll see marital, family, or relationship issues, alcohol, substance, or other addictive issues. Could be anxiety and depression. Or maybe it's legal or financial difficulties stemming from these other issues. Might even be work-related problems. Perhaps someone's not getting along with a coworker or a foreman. And the one near and dear to my heart is grief and loss counseling, because even if you don't have the other situations going on, at some point in our life, we're going to lose someone we love. And grief and loss can be a very long road to go down by yourself. So what is the cost to you? As an employee, your employer has paid for all of the employees and for those within their home to receive counseling. You get 3 sessions per episode of care, and I'll come back and explain that. And they're provided at no cost to you and all within your household. The key to obtaining these services for free is to simply call and say, I have an EAP with High Point Electric. Now, what does within your household look like? My household is my husband and our 2 adult children. Your household might look very similar, or it might be different. You might be an empty nester, or maybe you have 3 generations living in your home. Maybe you have a student who's away at college, or maybe you're single. Maybe you have a roommate. Anyone that is in your home is covered. It doesn't matter if they're on your benefit plan, if they're dependent on your taxes. Pine Rest likes to err on the side of generosity, and we cover anyone that's within your home. They just simply need to say they have an EAP with High Point Electric. Now, what does the episode of care mean? And I'm going to kind of lump that into an example with this next question. What if a different problem arises after my covered sessions are used up? It says you're not limited to the number of times you can call with a new episode of care. You are limited to 3 sessions for any one episode of care. So if you call today, we're going to use grief and loss as an example. You would receive 3 sessions of counseling through your EAP covered at no cost to you. If 3 months from now, your child is being bullied in school, that's a separate episode of care. Grief and loss is one episode and bullying is a different episode. They don't have anything to do with one another. So you would receive an additional 3 sessions for your child being bullied in school, and you may involve your child in those sessions. So you would receive 3 sessions for grief and loss and 3 more sessions for the bullying. Will your employer be notified? Absolutely not. Your employer understands that the integrity of this program is to provide free and confidential counseling. We're bound by HIPAA, and so information is not released back to the employer about who's calling and using the services. We do provide a report to the employer that simply identifies the number of appointments so that they have some assurances that the program is being used. How do you make an appointment? You simply call the phone number on the flyer here. So it also says, let the staff know which U.S. state you are calling from, and if you prefer to have an appointment take place at a clinic or online. So you can call one of these two numbers Monday through Friday between the hours of 8 and 9 and say you have an EAP with High Point Electric and you would like to have counseling for, and then be specific. If you're looking for substance use counseling, make sure you tell them that, because we want to make sure that we line you up with a counselor that's the best fit for you. Another thing that may happen is they will ask you for your insurance. And the purpose behind asking you for your insurance is that so when you have your first appointment, you are already partnered up with someone who participates with your insurance plan. And so if you have Priority Health, or you have Cofinity, or you have Blue Cross Blue Shield, whichever plan you have, we're going to have a counselor that participates with your plan so that sessions 1, 2, and 3 are free. But what if you need sessions 4 and 5? Grief and loss sometimes can bring about more sessions than the first 3. And if you needed to go for sessions 4 and 5, they would simply bill your insurance on the backside for those 2 sessions. And I highly recommend that you always put the 800 number in your phone. This is the hotline number. So if situations happen outside the hours of Monday through Friday, 8 in the morning till 9 at night, we do have a hotline that you can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You would simply call this number. You'll be prompted with a series of prompts. Select the one that applies to having a hotline where a counselor will call you back within 30 minutes to an hour of you leaving a message. We need you to state your name, that you have an EAP with who the EAP is with, and a phone number that they can call you back at. Do you have any questions, Melissa, or can you think of anything your employees might ask in regards to the counseling portion of the EAP?
No, I think you covered everything so far.
Okay, great. Now I'm going to switch over to the PUCC, and I just kind of want to talk about the Psychiatric Urgent Care Center, because this is one more option for you. You can call and say you'd like an appointment, and that'll be scheduled for at some time in the future. Or you can call the hotline after hours, or you can go to the Urgent Care Center. It's the only one in the state of Michigan. It is in the Grand Rapids area, and you can call this number, or you can call the 1-800 number that's on your benefit flyer, and you can be routed to the urgent care clinic. But this is a clinic that you would reach out to if you were having situations that just could not wait. If you have situations involving depression, anxiety, panic attacks, disturbing thoughts, suicidal thoughts, acute grief reactions, trouble managing daily activities, or substance use disorders, those might be reasons that if you can't get an appointment and you really need to talk to someone, this is an opportunity for you to go into the urgent care clinic at Pine Rest. Mention that you do have an EAP with High Point Electric, and all of counseling will count towards your first appointment. Now I'm going to switch back over and go through the other benefits that are part of your employee assistance program. So again, you're going to see where it says, please identify yourself as a Pine Rest EAP member, which state you're calling in when calling for any service. If you don't say that you have an EAP, they don't know that you have one. So if you don't say it, you're going to get prompted with a bill in the mail, and we don't want that to happen. So we really emphasize the need to say you have an EAP with High Point. So on the backside here, you have access to legal consultation. We partner with a Michigan law firm, Rhodes McKee, here in West Michigan. You can reach out to them, say you have an EAP with High Point, and you're going to get 30 minutes of free legal advice. Attorneys are very expensive, typically $300, $400, $500 an hour. And if you can get 30 minutes of free legal advice, this is a great way to use your EAP. You could reach out to them for a domestic situation. Maybe it's a landlord-tenant dispute. Maybe you're buying or selling real estate. Or maybe there's a divorce and there's child support and custody situation. All of those are reasons to reach out for an attorney. Again, you get 30 minutes for free. And if you need to go beyond the 30 minutes, you get a 20% discount. The situations involving a discount might be you want to put together a will or a trust. Just simply reach out to Tom Sachs at Rhodes McKee, tell them you have an EAP, and they'll get back to you. They usually respond the same day or within 1 business day. And they have assured us that they resolve 90 to 95% of their EAP clients' situations within that first 30 minutes. So there's some great resources for you there. The other one is financial consultation, and it works very much like the legal. We partner with Vanderlog, Mulder, DeVries, and Elders. It's a CPA firm also in West Michigan. Our primary contact is Dan Gruenveld. He provides his phone number and his email. And just mention you have an EAP with High Point Electric. You get 30 minutes for free. In some of the situations that you might reach out to Dan won't include maybe downloading a tax form. You can do that on Google. He's a little bit more high level thinking, big picture. Let's say 2 people are getting married, coming into the marriage with a lot of student loan debt, maybe credit card debt. Dan will give you a good overview of what might be a good way to start out your marriage without all that debt. Another situation might be maybe one of your parents have passed away. Now you have a surviving parent who's grieving the loss of their loved one. There's life insurance, there's probably even medical bills. And now this surviving parent might be looking at some tax implications. This would be a good time for you to advocate for your parent. You could reach out to Dan, tell him you have an EAP, explain your situation, and he'll work through that with you. The last one, kind of near and dear to my heart, is elder care. This is services that we provide when it comes to taking care of mom and dad. So Pine Rest is the 4th largest behavioral health system in the United States, and we have a geriatric wing where we have staff dedicated to providing these support services. You can reach out to the phone number listed here, and you will have someone provide some resources for you. Maybe you're looking for support for your parents who might have dementia or Alzheimer's. Maybe you need support for yourself, being the caregiver. You might be looking at senior housing, hospice, Meals on Wheels, or maybe it's just understanding how Medicare works. You can reach out to this group, tell them you have an EAP, and they will respond back to you. Now, it's not limited to 3 sessions or 30 minutes. This is unlimited. So you can call them today. They'll spend an hour, maybe 2 or 3 on the phone with you and give you all sorts of resources. Maybe you need to call back 3 months from now. That could happen for the legal, the financial, or the elder care. Each time you call back, it just needs to be for a different situation. And just mention that you have an EAP and you'll get those services for free.
Joe, does that include everyone in our household as well? For like the attorney help, the law help?
It does.
Okay.
So
great.
the legal, the financial, and the elder care is applicable to everyone who lives in your home.
Okay,
Yep.
great.
Yep. Good question. And the very last one here is the Personal Advantage Online Library. It's a cloud-based library where you have access to a lot of information. And I'm going to cover that in a second video. It will prompt you for a company username or password, and it is HP Electric, all one word. It doesn't matter if it's uppercase or lowercase, but I'll give you that demonstration in the next video. So Melissa, do you have any questions that you can think that your employees might ask?
No, not right now, but that may come up in the next video. So
Okay,
thank you so much.
you're very welcome.